Come on, ICP, come on. We want to see this thing move. We've got such a beautiful chart set up here. This is the daily chart for ICP. This is the range I'm watching, and I've been watching. We've all been watching it together for some time now. It's from roughly, I'm talking roughly 8.8 to 10. I mean, that's just a rough estimate. You can see it's a art, not a science, but you can see this range right here has drawn to include all this price movement, the tops of the move right here back in August of 22, the tops back in June of 2022. So you can see why that range is drawn there. And then we've also got this range here from about, what's that, 14.6 to 15.6. You might could include it a little higher to include this wick, but I'm not going to. You can see it included most of this upward rise that we had toward the end of last year and the beginning of this year. And it's held this bottom wick back in February of 2022. It held this dip back in March of 2022. So these are levels that we're watching, and I can zoom in and see that we're just kind of stuck. We've been a little bit stuck since November, December, January. The good thing we're seeing with ICP is this, obviously you can see this gradual uptrend that we're in. Looks beautiful, looks very nice. If we continue this gradual uptrend, we're eventually going to break this level, and it will have to make a decision whether ICP is going to break or be rejected. But if you're an ICP, you know what the history is that you've been in. Goodness, you were down around 3 in October, and you're up around 14 now. So that's what, let's try the math real quick, 400%, 450% increase. Ain't nobody complaining about a 450% increase in 3 to 4 months. So absolutely no complaints here for ICP, but I mean, there's no doubt it has been stuck in this range really since the 15th of December. So we're right on 2 months of kind of being stuck in this range. I'd like to see it go ahead and hit this and figure out what it's going to do. Is it going to be able to break through this level the first time, or is it going to have to kind of do something like this a couple times to get through it and then go? Is this level going to act as resistance a few times before it can actually break? I think a lot of that's obviously going to depend on Bitcoin. Bitcoin right now is just it's moving in an insane way. Seems like every other day. I mean, even today we had a new high, a new yearly high of, what did that touch? 53,000 almost. Let's see, a high of 52,884. So yeah, almost 53,000. It just keeps on going. And that's because of all this institutional money that's coming in through the ETFs, hundreds of millions of dollars a day. We're getting so much more inflow in than, well, there's two things really causing these prices. One is 80% of the Bitcoin has not changed hands in the last 6 months. Like, that makes sense. If you've got Bitcoin, you're probably not interested in buying or selling it. So all this institutional money coming in, these hundreds of millions of dollars a day, there's nowhere for it to go. The demand is just outstripping the supply. And so that causes rising prices. We do have the halving coming up, which has historically been a very caused a very big bull run after the halving. Historically, and there are some that are holding that this is going to happen again, historically, before the halving, a month or so before, a few weeks before, you'll have kind of a pretty steep drop and then some consolidation before post-halving bull run. So some are saying, look, we're probably going to get down to the low 40s to mid 40s again before the halving actually happens in April. And then some are saying this is a different animal we're dealing with. We've never had hundreds of millions of dollars coming into ETFs before a halving. And they're saying this is just strictly a case of supply and demand. There's more demand than supply. And so we're going to keep creeping up before we get to the halving. That either way it happens, we're in for a very good 2024 year. There's no doubt. But whichever one happens could affect ICP. Okay, we could continue to creep up, right? Like Bitcoin might do. Or if Bitcoin does actually start dropping, we might hit up here and then continue on back down to these lower part of this range. I am in no fear of us breaking below That would just cause us to have a way different conversation about ICP that I don't see us needing to have. So I don't fear that at all. We just might have to be a little more patient with ICP because it has definitely been range bound, and we want to see this break out. There have been altcoins. Now, on the coin market cap, where is ICP? Good. It's number 16. Perfect. There have been altcoins, and I want to show you one. And I know this because I was actually watching it because I hold VET. I don't know why VET was chosen. I don't know where the money came from, but VET went up by about 50% in 2 days. Okay. It was right around here at about 0.031. It hit a high of 0.049. That's about 40 to 50% in just a matter of days. I don't know why VET was chosen. I don't know where the money came from. Not sure why that happened, but it did. So my point I'm saying is with this Bitcoin continuous rise, if we continue to see this rise, your coin, your altcoin, as long as it's a quality coin, and ICP most certainly is a candidate to go off at any point. Okay. Does that mean yours is going to go up 40 to 50% in 2 days? Who knows? But you've already seen the strength of ICP since October going up 400 and 500% in a matter of months. So there's no telling what could happen. You've already seen ICP double in 3 days like it did from in December, right? It went from, what's this, 5.7 to 11.5. That's an easy double in a matter of 2 days, 3 days. So you already know what ICP can do. If you're in the game, you've got a chance. The thing about the crypto world right now is don't want to jinx anything. And you never want to say nothing, certain things can't happen. But right now, there's really just not much probability. There's a small, slender chance, but really not much probability of anybody losing their shirt, right? I mean, that's just not the world of crypto we're living in right now. The world of crypto is up, up, up. So if you're in the game, you're almost guaranteed, as much as anything can be guaranteed in crypto, you're almost guaranteed of profits. It's just really a matter of when and how fast. And that's oh my goodness, being presented with those questions as the questions you get to wait on to see answered is a fantastic scenario to be in. So ICP, everything's looking good. Kind of want to poke it with a stick a little bit and say, hey, get on up here. Let's start challenging these highs, but the time will come. We're just going to wait a little bit longer, be a little bit more patient, and let crypto do what crypto's going to do, because right now it is in a perfect setup for higher highs. We're just going to wait a little bit longer. All right, that's my update on ICP. Let's see when it's going to break out of this range and see if we can't get on a little bit higher. All right, y'all take care.